the Chris Pratt Star-Lord workout by request.
So you're welcome. This is one of those workouts that is going to be pretty high intensity as far as keeping the heart rate elevated. Because one of the things with Chris Pratt, if you're familiar with him, he started probably not in the best of shape, at least not like superhero shape. Because, on Parks and Rec, he had a little bit higher body fat percentage, and he had to get lean and buff pretty quick for that Star-Lord role.
And he did.
Yeah.
And I have a soft spot in my heart for Chris Pratt because I am I'm not one of those hard gainers. I'm a guy that gains very easy. So I would say I probably would have a Chris Pratt Parks and Recreation body type if I wasn't to get into the gym and basically eat whatever I wanted. So he's an inspiration to us all.
That's for sure. And as you can see, we're starting off with sled pushes and then going right into box jumps. With sled push, of course, you're utilizing a lot of your leg strength, your kind of the drive to get that sled all the way down and back. Into the box jumps, explosive workout, and then right into some cleans here, dumbbell cleans. And everything, as you can tell, is like explosive. It's using legs, it's using kind of full body. It's really just keeping that heart rate elevated and burning as much calories and also activating as much muscle as possible as well.
That's what I was going to say is, as you can see, there's no breaks in between these exercises, so not only are you going to be getting a great workout, but you are going to be burning through those calories big time. And we did this at the Mecca in Venice, California, so it was a hot one.
It was. Felt good to take the t-shirt off, get a little tan, and show off, I guess.
Try our...
Not in that gym, though. We're basically the worst. We're like Chris Pratt in Parks and Rec in that gym.
Yeah,
in comparison to everyone else.
It's a little inspirational and also depressing at the same time because you see everyone you could potentially be as big as, and then you also realize you'll never be as big as them. So.
Yeah. So it keeps pushing you pretty tough. And talk about pushing you pretty hard is going to be the battle ropes. So right into battle ropes, 30 seconds. You can tell it's an alternating motion. And man, these shoulders burn and the lungs are burning at this point, but it still feels good because you know you're working hard and you're going to get those results quick.
You're about ready to quit by this point for sure. The timer is going very slowly down in your head. Those 30 seconds seem like they last about the length of the Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah, that's for sure. Woo, there we go. That was the first round. Now it's Hudson.
Now it's me. And we're going to have 3 of these rounds, so damn. Woo. By the last one, we were feeling it big time. This, I believe, was my second round. So I still had a little bit of gas in the tank, but I was slowing down, as you'll notice throughout the duration of this scene that I just I keep getting just a little bit slower.
Yeah, it happens. That's for sure. So that's one of these things is because if you're going to do this workout and you're maybe not an advanced lifter and you're not used to circuit training, take the time you need just to get your breath back and then go into the next exercise. So you don't want to obviously keel over or inhibit the exercise itself where your form starts breaking down a little bit. So just, you can still take time, if you need to catch your breath, that's completely fine.
Yeah, if it comes to health or looking like Star-Lord, we would definitely say consider your health. So if you need to slow down, take a little breather for just a second, feel free. Nobody's gonna judge you. Except Brandon.
Was that the thumbs up?
Yeah, I think so, because I survived.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, it's okay, I'm alive. They were actually checking on me. They're
Yeah.
asking if I was gonna make it. No, those people are actually talk about inspiring. It was a whole family who purchased our Buff Dudes cutting plan, and we just happened to meet them there. They're going through it all together, so we got a chance to chat, say hi, and hell yeah. So
they were all watching us as we were performing the circuit, so we needed to really step up our game.
Talk about feeling under pressure. We're like, hey, we're used to just shooting these videos. We're not used to a live audience.
Yeah.
So it definitely makes you push it to the limit.
Yeah. These cleans, these are tough, man. Those shoulders are burning at this point. The legs, your lungs, and then of course immediately into the battle ropes after this. So, man, that lactic acid buildup. I tell you, if you've never experienced it, once you do this exercise or once you do this workout, if you decide to, you'll probably see how that feels because it starts burning.
If you want to see what the lactic acid buildup looks like, just look at me through the duration of this.
Yeah, maybe a little bit slower. You can tell it's strain to get through it, but
that was hard. I mean, I actually love circuit training. It's a great switch. And me and Brandon, for the most part, we do a pretty pretty typical weightlifting routines, just as far as the way we have it lined out with sets and reps and rest times. So jump into a circuit training like this is like kind of a shock to the body, really, but a damn good one.
It is good, yeah, and it's kind of sometimes nice to do that, to make sure you're always switching things up, to keep it fresh, and to make sure you're not getting too comfortable in your routine and hitting those plateaus. So these kind of workouts, if you're not used to them or haven't done them before, it can kind of maybe jumpstart you in the right direction.
Yeah, you could see a moment ago I dropped that dumbbell like, fuck you, dumbbell.
Yeah.
I'm done with your ass.
It's like drop the mic, it's like drop the dumbbell.
Basically. Finished.
Yeah.
Got those war drums beating through my head during the battle ropes. 90-second rest. Yeah. So, we did 3 rounds of those prior 4 exercises.
We didn't want to bore you by showing all 3 rounds.
I know, right? So now we're moving on to the next circuit, which is going to be another 3 rounds, 90-second break between each one, and it's going to be, as you can see, push-up into pull-up, and then we're also going to be hitting some treadmill next.
Yeah, with the first kind of circuit, the 3 rounds first, you could see that it was really focusing on kind of legs and shoulders, and then with this, of course, it's going to be more of chest and back activation here. Of course, biceps, triceps, shoulders are also kind of secondary muscles, and maybe the little hop up to the the pull-up bars, the little legs, but you know, for the main part, it's shoulders chest and back.
That's where you can show a little style. Yeah, take a little hop, skip, and then go right into the pull-up.
Boom, like a fluid motion.
Maybe have the Footloose soundtrack going in your head. You know, that's Star-Lord style.
That's true. Yeah.
In fact, just have the whole Guardians mixtape playing as you do this workout. Oh my god.
I think they have that. That was a 1-2 right there.
That was for Thanos, man. That was for Thanos. I won't say why.
Oh, yeah, no spoilers.
Yeah, no spoiler. But that was for you, Chris.
Yeah. And then now the jog. It's going to be for a mile.
7 miles per hour for 1 mile. So you're going to do that right after you finish with the push-up to pull-up. Jump right on the treadmill. Hit it.
Yeah, and I think this is one of the ways Chris Pratt shed that body fat pretty quickly. It's just keeping that heart rate up throughout, and the time on the treadmill or outside, any kind of that cardio, either through, because the funny thing about working out while keeping the in a circuit kind of thing, it's kind of an anaerobic mix, but then of course right on the treadmill it's purely aerobic, and it's actually not. It's kind of nice. It's not resting, but it's almost like an active rest in a way before hitting, your muscles again.
It's a nice change of pace for sure.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the treadmill, oh my god,
still working the muscles, still working the biceps.
Boom. All right, here we go. Oh, yeah, take that treadmill.
Yeah,
got you.
You deserved it.
And now it's Brandon's turn.
Oh yeah.
So he's gonna do the same thing. Push up to pull up, 10 reps each. Go right to that treadmill.
Yeah, it's kind of like almost a burpee in a way when you see it, if you want it to be. So you kind of jump up, back, down kind of motion, but of course you're adding the push-up, then adding the pull-up, so it makes it a bit more difficult. And of course the shirt's still off.
Once it's off, it's never coming back on. Because that's defeat in a way.
Exactly. That's only when you lose your pump you put your shirt back on.
Exactly.
Because you've talked too long, or maybe you just haven't worked out hard enough.
Yeah.
So you put the shirt back on and be like, I failed.
All right, that wraps up the Chris Pratt Star-Lord workout.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Suggest more superhero videos in the future, and try this workout out, because I think you're really going to enjoy it. It's actually, like we've discussed through the duration of the video, circuit training, aerobic, anaerobic. It's a good change of pace if you've been doing more of a classic bodybuilding split. So it will kick your ass, and you will become Star-Lord. Or at least
figuratively.
A version of him. Yeah, exactly. Your own Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Until next time.
Stay buff.